What's happening? It's up close and personal with Low, the question, the answer, and the truth. With that being said, would you rather be dead and remembered or alive and forgotten? Just think about it. So now, like I said, I wore a down still, then they moved me up still. After I had got into it with the little laundry dude, the old piss in their face. Now they got me behind the door. I wore behind the bars. So now I'm behind the door. The cell house already depressing. I'm next door to some dude. He don't got with his next door neighbor. Don't cross somebody out down the way. Dude don't pay him. And then I don't know how that went, but he ended up crossing out the fruit cake that helped him cross the other nigga out. But that was crazy. That was my first time witnessing like crossing out on that level. Like I ain't see it coming. But anyway, now they don't move me up still. I thought a little while. Now up still was kind of better. It was still bad cause that chain gang, you locked up, but it was better than what down still was. But mentally, I really wanted to go back behind the bar. I don't know if my mind had on the subject because that's where I went when I first got there or what. But being that I ain't gonna be able to go back behind the bar for a minute, I think they were telling me I gotta give them like a year DR free to even be eligible to go back. But anyway, I'm accepting where I'm at. I did it. It is what it is. That's what come with it. So now I'm hooked still. I only got one neighbor. I ain't in the very first cell, but the way they got it, like 3 cells. Then it's a short wall, and then it's some more cells. But I'm the first cell after the little wall. So I'm in like, it ain't like 1 through whatever, but the number was crazy. But if you had to get a simple number system like 1 through whatever, I would be in cell 4. And I only got one neighbor, and he in 5. Cause I got the wall. And like I said, you got them other 3 cells. Now I'm accustomed to the system inside Chain Gang. When you come in the cell or whatever, especially when you lock down, that old neighbor more than likely going, hey, where you from? What your name is? Blah blah blah. Like niggas just be want to talk. But I hadn't got out my talking phase. I was more of a thinker, and I really just listen. So you gonna hear some things in that bar. I don't hear some things. But anyway, so dude ain't holler. So I'm like, he must be sleepers or he must be ringing or something. Cause that was my first time going to a cell. And the person that door ain't trying to see who you is, where you from, what you got, all that. But probably after like last chow, if I was like, hey, that though. And side note, we never, I don't know his name, and he ain't never asked me my name. We just called each other Ned though. He was a little older though. Well, I was probably about 21, maybe 22. So, well, when I say a little old, I mean home probably about like 50 something. But he like, hey Ned though. I'm like, what up? He like, hey, you got some mail? So that kind of threw me off. I'm like, huh? He said, no, I ain't mean like that, man. I've been locked up a long time, man, and I ain't got no mail in over like 15 years, man. And I know it may sound weird or whatever, but I was just trying to see, man, do you got some mail, man, that I could read? So that kind of threw me off, cause I ain't never like witnessed that on that level, but I ain't understand that during time we gonna get there. So he was like, you got some mail. So after he broke it down to me, like, man, I've been locked up forever in a day, man. And don't nobody, whatever. I don't lost to key people, like mom, dad, grandma, all that. He was like, but I was just asking if you got some mail, man. So something like, it was new to me. Like I ain't never witnessed that. But I kind of could relate because at that time, wasn't nobody around me but my mama. But so something inside of me was just like, man, just find a dude a letter that ain't got nothing personal in it, nothing like that. And just send the letter, it is what it is. So like, I got you. So let me get myself squared away. I got you. So I went through my mail and I found a decent little letter that my mom had on writing, that had on wrote me, had plenty of little scriptures in it, motivation, telling me keep my head up, this, that, and the third. So I found it, I scanned it, double checked it, make sure it wasn't nothing, her being my being whatever. Personal information. And so I just folded it up. No, I ain't sending the envelope or nothing. I just folded it up, slid it through the door. And like, ain't that door? It's in the door. You can tell the officer to get it to you whenever. I said, you can keep it. I don't need it, So he was like, appreciate it in that door. I'm like, bet. So I lay back down. At that time, I really wasn't ring and I wasn't recognize. Like my mind still trying to wrap around that I got 15 years to do. I probably got 13 more. And like I said, Jay got locked up in 05, and I had it in 08. They just gave me 5 years high met for a fugazi assault on the officer. But anyway, the officer came through. I heard her tell the hey, officer, you'll grab that paper out that door cell. He, the police grabbed it, give it to him. He would appreciate that another door. I'm like, bet. So short while later, I hear him like venting where, he punk motor this. Y'all motherfucker doing me wrong. Y'all ain't wrote me. I ain't did nothing crazy. Somebody tried, somebody I killed about. And I mad the gas, I killed them. Okay, I stand on that. Y'all motherfuckers ain't right me. And like, I ain't reached that point that, like I said, I just been locked up right at 3 years, so I ain't really reached that point. But as I did time and mind started expanding, learn how to think, I realized what he was going through. And it's a feeling that's why I said, would you rather be dead and remember or alive and forgotten? Dude said he had been locked up about like 20 something years. He ain't number 50 something. Done lost the key people, mom, dad, grandma, whatever. And he was like, ain't nobody around him. No sister, no brother, no cousin, no partner, no nothing. And like, I guess when I saw him the letter, he read it or whatever triggered in his mind that made him, but he was just venting, cursing. He started crying. Like, man, I can't believe that. I could see if I did some sucker shit, like met with some minors or rape somebody or like whatever, but I ain't did nothing. Somebody tried, somebody I care about, and I killed them point blank. That's just how I move. If you violate me or mine, I'm a mad the gas, no question asked. And he was venting, he was crying. And I learned later, just by the sound he was making, that he probably had unrolled his mattress up, tied the sheet around it, and started fighting it. And it come a time in that bar where you just gonna wanna, well, they call it crash tonight now, but you just gonna wanna, get it up at you. You already locked down. I don't know how much time he had on high max out, whatever, but like I say, he said he had already been locked up over 2 decades. Done went back 15 years with no meal. And I can only imagine what he was going through, cause throughout my bid, I'm thinking like, I know somebody gonna write me or, at least once a month, once every other month, but that ain't so. People out here just claim to be so busy that they don't even tap in. And this before the evolution of cell phones in the box, so you gotta think about it. Nigga laying on that mail. But old school venting like a motherfucker, man, had to get it up at him. And like I say, then I could kind of understand, but I couldn't relate because I'm fresh in. But after I had been in about 10 years later, I just couldn't understand. Like, y'all say y'all biz out here, that cool, I can understand, but ain't no way you biz out a whole year and you can't write me like 2-3 times just to let me know what's going on. Who don't have kids, who don't died, who don't, cause you don't know nothing. Don't nobody tell you nothing in the box. You ain't gonna know nothing. But I don't let it out, man. And I couldn't grasp it. But like I say, later on, I'm like, you have to trick yourself. I remember getting into it with some police like, hey man, why y'all playing with my mail? I know damn well such and such don't wrote me. I wrote them about 3 months ago. So you have to trick yourself to think that somebody actually don't wrote you and that the police just playing with your mail. Give or take, we're just gonna say 800 people at their prison. We're gonna say 1,000 people at their prison. And you ain't no celebrity, you ain't nobody special, but you gotta trick yourself to believe that these police that don't got together and said that it'll be valuable to the prison to not give you your mail. So now you thinking that they playing with your mail because you can't believe that the people that you were rocking with on the street ain't took the time to write you and tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't checking on you, ain't telling you nothing. So you gotta psych yourself out. And that's a hard feeling. But you learn to just do without, because in the box, there's plenty of ways you can get around whatever. But when you look at the root of what you thought you built, cause a lot of people ain't building now. A lot of people just deal with people because they're around people, work with people, grew up with people. But a lot of people really don't rock with people like that. That's why in the end, when they say shit hit the fan, things don't go according to how it should go, because some people only fuck with you because they're around you. You see what I'm saying? A lot of relationships are forced just because y'all went to the same school, was in the same hood, played on the same team. Like that's the reason why most people kick it with people, but you very seldomly gonna go out and about, meet somebody and rock like y'all been knowing each other for day one. It happened, but rarely. But if you look at the basis of now, most people deal with people because of the proximity of where they at and what they do. You see what I'm saying? But that was deep, and I didn't know it at the time. That I can only imagine how old school felt. You know, he say he didn't do nothing left field to be in though, you know, but he had to take somebody alive. But I was thinking about the irony of it after I had them been locked up like 10 years. And when I used to get into it with the police, thinking that they playing with my mail, and that's a crazy feeling, man. That's a crazy feeling. Like I almost actually mad the gas a few times, thinking that they playing with my mail. Well, I ain't even gonna say thinking, because I had to trick myself to know that now y'all playing with my mail. Ain't no way such and such ain't wrote me. You got me fucked up. I know damn well old girl wrote me back, but the sad reality is they didn't. You know what I'm saying? So when I ask, would you rather be dead and remember or alive and forgotten? Just know I don't been alive and forgotten before, but I'm good now. So me, myself, and now we good, man. We got us. But stay tuned. I'm gonna let you know when I started experiencing the more of the mental health thing that was going on at Reedville. And you probably can Google or YouTube Georgia State Prison and mental health. But a lot of it ain't really mental health. Like I said in one of them videos, you can't diagnose mental health. Like, I ain't trying to discredit no psychiatrists or all that, but you can't pay me to believe that you could diagnose the actions of a person. I mean, I guess it's just a trade that they capitalize off of. But no, you cannot diagnose mental health. Stay tuned.